Don't do that. Don't do us like that. Come on.
Let's see where we live at. So we are live right now on Facebook. We support Pensacola. We are live right now on Periscope, on Twitter. We are live right now on YouTube. Let's see where else we can go live.
For me stepping away for the game that I love. I'm going to step away on my...
I need to change my name. How do I change my name? What is that?
Go to participants.
What do you mean change my name?
When you go to participants, there should be a rename option there.
I should have put signature styles.
Yeah, just put like your name and signature.
And direct.
Why is my volume so low?
In the chat, I'm going to drop a YouTube link if y'all want to share that out. As we're getting ready to go live. What's up, everybody? We are live and direct. We're in the house. We're getting ready for this beauty chat tonight. Beauty and barber space. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Now, for y'all who are getting ready to tune in to this live event, my name is Mr. C here from the 850, also known as Chris, and I'm bringing to you a panel of people from across our community to talk about the beauty industry in African American spaces. How to grow it, how to build it. We got all kinds of questions. We're gonna get in deep. We're gonna dig below the surface. We're gonna get down there. We're gonna get down there for you aspiring business owners who want to get into the beauty industry. We're gonna talk about the good. We're gonna talk about the bad. We're gonna talk about the nitty gritty and all those details.
Should I lower this?
So stay tuned. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. We're gonna get started here in just a minute. Now, if you're watching this right now, feel free to go ahead and drop a conversation in the chat. If you got questions and you want to go ahead and get those questions on in, go ahead and get them on in. Drop them in the chat. Let us know you're watching. Let us know what you're interested in hearing and what you're interested in talking about. Let us know what's going on. Shout out your favorite barbershop, beauty supply, beauty salon, spa. Go ahead and shout them out in the chat. That's what I want y'all to do right now. Let us know where y'all listening from, where y'all watching from. I know we got YouTube in the house. We got Facebook in the house. We got Twitter in the house. And we all the way live in Pensacola in the 850. Now that means something. Pensacola in the house. If y'all didn't know, Mr. Roy Jones Jr. is going to be fighting. Well, let me call it an exhibition. Mr. Mike Tyson here, but I'm just letting y'all know Pensacola in the house. And we do our thing. So while we getting ready to jump on this live and get real with it, feel free to just drop something in the chat and say hello. Shout out your favorite beauty salon, barbershop, beauty supply, all those in between. And we're going to be getting started here in just a minute. We're waiting on a few more people. We'll jump in around the top of the hour. All right, ladies, y'all that are on here, don't forget you can go to We Support Pensacola Black Business and you can share that link out. You can also go to facebook.com/Bantucola. We should be live there as well. And there's a couple places it'll pop up as well as on YouTube. I did share the YouTube link in the chat, and I can get you the Facebook link if you want that as well. I'm gonna go share my own link out. Let's see. family, we got a little jazz in the background, little lo-fi to chill too. Don't forget, go ahead and drop your chats, drop your questions in the chats. We'll get into those here as we move along. But I also want to remind you to shout out your favorite barbershop, beauty supply, beauty salon, beauty retail. Shout them out, shout them out, shout them out. Did I miss anybody? Did I get everybody? Hopefully I got everybody there. Salons, spas, barbershops, beauty retail. I mean, just shout them out. Nails, shout them out where y'all get those done. Shout out who do all that work. Shout them out. Let them know you love them. If they on the chat, go ahead and tag them in there. Tag them in there. If they not on the chat, that's okay. Go ahead and shout them out. Shout them out. Let us know. Let us know who they are. Let us know who you go and visit and get that work done. We're happy to know who putting in the work, who putting in the good work. Because you ain't gonna shout out somebody bad. You gonna shout out somebody good, right? You quick to shout out. You know, we'll talk about the bad, but you ain't just gonna take the time to shout out somebody good, right? Unless they just good. So I want y'all to go ahead and just take a minute and think about who takes care of you, who makes you look good. And I want you to go ahead and shout them out. All right. I guess we are getting there. We are getting there, and we are getting there. All right, it's the top of the hour. We're gonna get this thing going. We're gonna get this party rolling. All right, there we go. All right, ladies, let's get off of mute and we're gonna get this party started. Welcome out tonight to our July virtual business meetup. My name is Mr. from the 850, as I said earlier. The AKA is Chris, and we are here in the business virtual meetup. This month, we're going to be talking about the beauty and barber industry. We have representatives from all areas of our industry with us here on this call tonight, and our goal is to dig in about all those details. Now, before we get started in the party, I do have a few rules that I want to deliver. Now, in the comments, you know, like I mentioned earlier, I want you to go ahead and shout out your favorite barber, beauty salon, beauty retailer, spa, nail technician, esthetician, all the ticians in the world, all the cosmologists in the world who do and make you look good, right? And I want you to shout them out in the chat. We're going to call them out as well as our guests here on our panel. We're going to introduce our guests here in just a minute. And as we're going along, if you got any questions, feel free to drop those in the chat. We'll get those answered as we're moving along, right? We want you to be involved, and that's why we do this. We want to help build up the Black business industry here in Pensacola. And today our topic is beauty. So without further ado, I want to introduce our guests today. I'm going to start over here with Krista. Go ahead and give us your elevator pitch. Let us know who you are and what you do.
Yes, like you mentioned, my name is Crystal. I'm the owner of JoJo's Beauty Supply. We're located on 9 Mile Road in Pensacola, Florida. We opened on January the 9th of this year. So we've been open almost 7 months, pushing towards that year. Thank you.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. All right, to my left, Miss Melissa.
Hey, I am Melissa Malone of Lasting Impressions Salon and Spa, located right next door to JoJo's Beauty Supply Store. We are sisters and neighbors all at the same time. Hair and makeup, not nails, coming soon. Hair, makeup, esthetician facials, waxing, you name it, we got you.
Awesome, awesome. And right below me, I have Miss Jennifer Demps. How you doing today?
Hello, I am Jennifer Demps. I am the owner of Signature Style Salon. I've been in business since 2009. I've been doing this thing for a long time. So we offer hair services, nail services right now. We offer a couple other services too, but we just gonna stick to the beauty industry right now.
Nothing wrong with that. All right, all right. And then last but not least, at the very bottom of my screen is Miss Sparkle Edwards. How you doing today?
Hey, my name is Sparkle Edwards. I am a licensed nail technician here in Pensacola at Signature Styles with Jennifer. I have been doing nails just at 9 years now. These are silly. So, yeah.
Nothing wrong
Don't
with
laugh
that.
at me.
You all good. You all good. We're gonna have some fun tonight. Now we got to dig in and we got to have some fun. We got to make sure our audience is edutained, if you will. All right, all right. Thank you to our panelists for coming in tonight, and we hope to have a great conversation. So I do want to mention our next meetup. It will be the last Thursday of the month of August. That's going to be August 27th. We don't have a theme that we're going to announce just yet, but we just wanted to put that in your ear. So go ahead and put that on your calendars. Go ahead and make a note about it. Tell Siri, tell Google Play to put a reminder so you know when to jump back in and be ready to look out for the next virtual meetup. All right. Now, if you're interested in being a part of a panel in the future, go ahead and just let me know. Send me a direct message or one of the admins of We Support Pensacola Black Business. If you let us know, we're going to work to build a theme around something that you might have in mind. So let us know, reach out to us, and we will go from there. All right. Without further ado, I want to get on into our first segment. And our first segment is going to be the world of salons, spas, barbershops, and retail. And the whole goal around this is to just kind of open the conversation up about the life, the daily life, really, of these wonderful people who have taken the craft of beauty and turned it into a business, right? They're operating within the business. They're operating behind licenses. They're developing money. They've developed commercial entities that they do what they do. And we want to hear all the good things about it. So you ladies ready to get started?
Yes.
Yes.
So, and this question really goes out to anybody, but tell me, how did you get started in this profession? Whoever wants to jump in there.
I'll go. I've been licensed almost a decade. For me, it's something I've always done. I started out as a bootlegger, so I was doing it at the house, and it was just something I was doing just because I could do it. After having like 2 kids, I was just like, I needed a career. I didn't want just a job. And so still bootlegging and seeing other stuff and, you know, other people's work and having like, hey, how much you pay for that? And when I found out it's almost like 8 times the amount I'm charging at the house, I was like, what do I need to do? Go get that paper, 1 year school, gotcha, I'm on it. So here I am.
Good to hear. Good to hear. Miss Jennifer, you've been in the game for a minute.
Yes. Well, I kind of got into this thing. I'm going to say my mom got me into this thing, and it wasn't really like by choice. I just like get my hair done, and that was it. And she kind of like threw me in the situation when I was like, you know, middle school. We want to get our hair done all the time. And she just said, I'm not taking you to all across town to different people's houses. You need to figure out how to do your own hair. And that's how we had it. And I just started practicing, getting hair books. She would buy me flat irons, whatever it was that I wanted. And I would literally like look at a style and study it and figure out a way to do it. And from there, like 7th grade, people, my classmates started asking me to do their hair. And I was doing hair at my grandma's house. And I really have I have clients that I've been doing ever since the 7th grade. So I just kind of got into the game like that. And then when I figured out, the school board would pay for me to go to hair school in high school, my junior year, I said, I'm going to jump on this thing and I don't have to pay for anything. And I've been here ever since.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. Now, Miss Crystal, you have, I think, the newest business around here, out of all of you all that are in the house. So tell me, how did you get into the beauty supply industry? Did you come from being a hairdresser or a stylist or a cosmetologist already, or what made you jump this route?
No. And believe me, that's been one of the biggest questions that I get asked consistently, just about every week. They always ask me, how did you get here? Did you do hair? No, none of the above. I've always been that person to self-evaluate. One day I sat down and I just wrote a list of the places where I felt uncomfortable. And one of the places I go, which is consistent, is things for my hair. I'm always buying some kind of product. I am a true product junkie. I love products. And the thing is, a lot of times, a lot of the locations don't have what I need. Or I notice that sometimes I would go look for my products and it's way somewhere in the back, in a little corner in the back, on a huge long shelf full of products that I can't use. So to me, that self-evaluation is basically saying, look, I'm going to create spaces where I feel comfortable. So I felt like it was needed. So it wasn't that I have this story of I always wanted to be a beauty supply store owner. It's about creating those spaces where not only I feel comfortable, but other people also, because right now in Pensacola, it was needed. It's still needed. More of it is needed.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We got to take possession of that and own that. Miss Sparkles. No, I said Miss Sparkles. Miss Sparkles. Yeah. Get it right. Don't let me butcher that name, right? Let me put some respect on that name. Tell me how you got into the industry that you're in.
Honestly, I've always, just loved doing nails since I was a little girl. And I just kind of like fell into it. My aunts and my cousins and my mom, would go get their nails done. And, I'm like, oh, let me try to jazz them up. And I would just do it. And then, of course, like 9 years ago, I was just like, you know what? I think I can go to school for it. I think I can make it out of a living. And I just went and I ain't looked back.
Nice. That's awesome. All right. So with that being said, then it's kind of some of it is a love from a kid, and some of it is just actually seeing a need in the community and going and filling that need. And that's awesome. And that's good to have a wide variety of people coming from diverse backgrounds and diverse thought processes to come into this industry. So let me ask you this question in particular. How has the beauty market evolved over the past 10 years, and especially dealing with COVID right now? But within your respective areas, how has this market changed over the past period?
Well, the market, from what I have seen just over the years, everything is like social media. I joke about it a lot. It's almost like you got to put on a waist trainer, lashes, you got to have a ring light, heels. Just to do hair and service clients, you have to be a brand. It's not only about the talent, but the way your presentation, your content that you build online, you have to build that online presence. It's gone beyond just your skill now. It's all about how many followers you have. Who's coming? Do you sell bonnets with your logo on it? Everything. Yeah. But you have to do it. Melissa,
You're right. You're right. And I'm when it comes to that social media stuff,
Here.
I mean, you got to about turn flips and be able to speak different languages and have all this extra stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like you got to have a gimmick sometime at the same time. But you're right. Image is definitely everything. Whereas before, it might have been, oh, go to such and such and you should press a curl your hair, and it didn't matter. You'll be in there all day.
Right, just word of mouth.
Right. Now people not coming unless they can see your work first, or send me a
or
picture.
how many followers you got.
Right. You have a picture of your work, all this kind of stuff.
So is that the same thing though? Do y'all see that as the same thing? Like before it was word of mouth, right? Someone who knew your work and passed it on. And then now we're in social media and now you get to go direct to the public without having to go through another person.
Yes.
It's a catch-22, I think. Because even when it was word of mouth, it was more than just somebody telling somebody. They would literally see your work. It was advertisement, oh, I love your hair, who do your hair? Which to me was like, really one of the best ways, but it keeps you local though. That's only as far as how many people can see you. But I guess by being on social media, it opens you up to anybody, everybody.
You can expand and stuff. And that's the benefit of it. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, no, you good. Yeah, I agree. But I agree. It's definitely, for me, it's different because at the end of the day, I love what I do. I really do. I love what I do. I love having fun while I'm doing it. But it's overwhelming trying to do what we do, give our clients, I'm one of those, I give them undivided attention, and then you got to post 3 times a day. You got to get a video. You got to get a before picture. You got to get an after picture. That's a lot. That is a lot. That's a whole nother side job. Right. That's
on top of everything else you got to do.
Production company now.
Right.
And we have to do all of that ourselves.
Right. Right. It's a lot of work. It's definitely, I think it's definitely way more work than it used to be.
I'm glad you did it. I thought it was just me.
No, it's and sometimes I'm just like, but I mean, it's just, and I'm not real tech savvy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not one of those. Like, I can't tell you how long it took to set up for this right here. But I mean, we are forced into it. It's almost like if you don't, have social media of some sort, you get left behind. So you have to stay up on game, not even just continue educations in styling and hair care. You got to figure out what's the best media outlet, and advertising and social media and all that kind of stuff, and what makes it easier, and lighting and, like you said, ring light, all this stand and all. I was like,
backdrop, just to do your slide, because that's what you got to do now.
Yeah, for sure. Miss Crystal, what does the retail end look like? Because I think within our world, we've had kind of a revolution as Black people become more focused internally. And we recognize that the hair care industry, right, and the supply chain, we don't have a big part of the products that are actually developed just for us, for people who have type 3 and type 4 hair. And so with you going into that industry, how has that changed over the past 5 to 10 years?
I just opened this year, but I can answer this based on my own personal experience with beauty supply stores. I would say a decade ago, it would be nearly impossible to be able to walk into a Black-owned beauty supply store. They didn't exist. Beauty supply stores look more like your corner store, Asian stores, and that was it. Now, I can say for sure that I know at least 3,600 Black men and women who own stores in this world. I was going to say in the U.S., but I saw a few people from Jamaica and some other place. I saw a woman in Africa who owns a store also. So I would say that's the biggest difference now, is the fact that we are becoming a threat as Black men and women. And we know it because we're starting to get these weekly visits from our competitors throughout our store that'll walk through our store or ask questions. It's a lot. It's a lot behind the scenes. I'm not gonna go on a big
Yeah,
soap.
yeah. Don't give us all
But
of it. Don't give us
that's
all
gonna
of it yet.
Now
But
I
that's gonna
will
be the
say,
main issue.
now I
Gotcha.
will say, to piggyback on what inspired us to get into this business, I want to say her name was Dawn, and that was our neighborhood
Yep.
beauty
E&E.
store. And when I saw what she was doing, she was a hairstylist. She owned like 2 salons, I think, and she had 2 beauty supply store locations. And I was like, she's doing it. And she would go into the hair schools and she taught us like wig making, how to do quick weaves. This was early 2000s, and I really don't even know how long she actually had owned her own beauty supply store. But it kind of like hurt my heart when I heard that E&E had closed, because she was, you know, she had been in the business and she was the only one for a long time. But you know, she did her thing for a long time. So I'm gonna shout out Dawn. I don't know her that well, but you know, she really did kind of pave the way, and she raised the bar. She kind of set the example from me a long time ago.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but I remember her talking about how hard it was just to get certain brands in her store. She talked about like the pricing. You know, she talked about that, and you know, the same thing Crystal is, you know, discussing now. You know, people would complain, well, why is your pricing so much more expensive? And she would just kind of like break it down for you.
Yeah.
She couldn't get in that.
Right.
Circle.
Yeah. They don't give
Yeah.
us the same deals.
They don't.
That's just being real. They you know, they charge us differently.
Yep.
So what trends do y'all see coming then? Right. So Crystal, you were kind of alluding to it that in the past you wouldn't have seen one, but now it's like it's almost like we're coming and we're coming for our check. We're coming for the bag. We're coming for the whole kit and caboodles. What do y'all see coming? What do you see coming, Crystal?
I see Black men and women opening up their own manufacturers, having their own hair brands, where we no longer have to worry about being competitive with them with prices, because now we're buying hair from Black-owned companies. So a lot of the beauty supply stores are selling their own hair. They're not buying from these specific brands. So basically, we are, in a sense, getting our people to be able to get used to our brands, basically, and they won't have access to those brands. So it's kind of what we're going through now. We don't have access to a lot of the brands that they use that we are accustomed to using. So we lose that business, they go there. But now we are starting to incorporate our own hair products, our own hairlines, which means we have certain brands in our store that they don't have. So to me, that's the goal, is that we're opening the stores and we opening our own brands, and we're putting Black-owned hair products on our shelves that they don't have access to.
Nice. And that's maturity in the industry, in the development of supplier relationships, and being locked out. That almost forced us to have to develop our own. And it's actually good for us, because now we have a line that we can actually focus on owning that entire supply chain up and down. And it just generates revenue and helps us practice group economics. What about on the hair and nail side? What's kind of trending in y'all's world?
I see the same thing happening. You know, Black nail techs are actually having their own, you know, lines of acrylic and different type of nail art. I know for me, I've shopped with a lot of Black-owned suppliers for like my acrylics. I have a couple of the products that I've actually purchased from Black-owned nail techs. This is like I don't know if y'all see it. It's a gel polish line. Her name is Nails by Lonnie. She's out of, I think, Cleveland, Ohio, but she has like a line of like gel polish. I bought, actually, I don't know where it's at, but I actually brought some acrylics from another nail tech here locally. Her name is Whitney Nails by Whitney Michelle. I brought I'm sorry, I'm trying to find it to give her a shout out. I brought like some acrylic from her and an actual top coat. I'm sorry, I'm trying to find it.
We won't
But
talk
she's
about you too
local.
bad.
Please don't. But I brought like these little, things of acrylic. She has like top coats, the same things that I use from, the competitors. I just, I've been strictly buying from Black-owned businesses for the last 6 months, and I'm trying to go like completely, all my products Black-owned. But I'm getting there though.
That's maturity. That's maturity in the industry when we can do that and turn around and then spend money with our own community and continue to develop that supply chain. That's awesome. Melissa, were you finna say something?
No, not really. Well, I guess, my thought process when you said, where do I see it going, what new trends, that sort of thing. Product wise and things, they're dead on. A lot of us, do have our own lines and are crossing over to the product side of things and the retail side of things versus just doing the actual craft. Because I mean, nowadays it's about multi-streaming, multi-streams of income. You know what I'm saying? Behind the chair is no longer we could just be behind the chair 30, 40, 50, 60 years. You know what I'm saying? You got to have something where you can still continue to make money if your hands don't work. I've been there. So having, another way to make income and still be in the industry is that's huge. I think a lot of people are definitely going towards that route. So that's pretty awesome. And it's still being within the beauty, and you're in the beauty industry, and then you don't even necessarily have to be behind the chair. Some people just, develop products and they, do it that way. Maybe they're on the retired side of like, oh, I don't really want to be behind the chair or deal with people no more. So they work on the, the retail side of things or the product side of things and things like that. So that's pretty cool. That's the part about being in this industry. There's so many different avenues and ways and places you can go. It's like being a doctor. You really don't know what type of doctor maybe you want to be until you get to, looking around and hearing, what does this person do? What does this person do? Okay. It's a lot of things involved in the beauty industry. So that's pretty cool.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Jennifer, did you want to go?
Yeah. To piggyback off what Melissa was saying, I believe YouTube, the documentary,
I got you.
and the boom of like natural hair kind of forced us to think of other streams of income because business slowed down when people were like, you know what, I'm gonna transition and grow my relaxer out so they don't come as often. So we had to think of ways to, you know what, how can I still get that client to come in here? If you can't come in, let me sell you this product, so that you can still continue to make money. And then you have to make the tutorial to demonstrate how to use your product. So, social media technology has kind of forced us to get into other streams of income. And then we did not know how much money the Black hair care industry was making until Chris Rock made that documentary. And we was like, they getting how much of our money? Hold on, let me put my name on something.
And this is the Chris Rock documentary. You talking about the one? I didn't hear the name of it that you was talking about. That's the one he did. That was Good Hair, right?
Yep.
There was actually another one.
From clients after the documentary came out.
There was another one that I saw too that dealt with some of the Black manufacturers and what happened to them in the industry and how, any products that they would try and get into retail stores, their products would all of a sudden turn up with a different color and a different name on it, with a different company, and then all of a sudden it would get blocked out. And it was a great watch because it showed like all of this money that's being generated and we're not getting any of that puzzle of the pie, and all the products are built for our type 3, type 4 hair. And it's crazy, right? We know that there's plenty of other products out there for type 1, type 2 hair, but in our instance, we're the only ones who have literally type 4 in specifically, and then type 3 hair, and then this market was humongous and we were missing out on so many of the funds that were out there. So how can consumers better support you as indie business owners? How can those who are watching this channel and participating in doing various things, how can we better support you as business owners, as retailers, as all the things that you do? Crystal, you want to start that one out?
Oh, okay. Support. That's the best thing, the best way that I can say. Going into retail beauty supply stores is very, very expensive. And you have to realize with retail that a lot of times you won't really see a profit until like 2 to 3 years. So you're definitely in it for the long haul. But the thing is that you have to have that consistent foot traffic. You have to have that consistent support. 10 years ago, your local beauty supply stores wasn't as grand as they are now. Now we're starting to see beauty supply stores as large as Walmart's, like huge beauty supply stores. Starting off, they were small. Now I have a smaller location because that was a better fit for me. But a lot of the stores a decade ago would have been the same size. The thing is that we supported them. We continue to feed into their businesses until they reach the status of where they are now. So a lot of times, as far as like being competitive, I may not have every product, nor do I expect to have the product. But a lot of my customers are accustomed to certain brands, and they are accustomed to the way the beauty supply stores look or the variety. Now, basically, my store coming out as a new business owner is being compared to others who've been in the business for years, who also are very wealthy. So the thing is that we starting, and the best way for us to be able to provide and be on the same level as our competitors is that we have to have that support. I'm very prideful. It's a lot of places that I no longer go to. If I get mistreated one time, I probably won't go back, depending on what the business is. There's plenty of locations and places that I don't go locally, or where I'm from, any place in Alabama. I don't go back anymore. So that's a prime reason why I opened this store. Is because let's create some spaces where we're comfortable, where we're not being mistreated, where we treat it good. That's gonna be the biggest thing to support. Sometimes we have to sacrifice. A lot of times I have people come in, it's certain brands, and I don't have it. Okay, now I'm gonna say this. And I was telling one of my customers earlier, I was out of town and I was looking for a Black-owned beauty supply store, and I found one. Now, the thing is that I didn't kind of like what was going on in the store, but it's about the sacrifice. The store did not have exactly what I needed or exactly what I wanted, but it's that sacrifice. Everybody is not going to sacrifice their beauty. I'm going to tell you right now. It's important that we look good, but me, on the other hand, I don't care who have it, I won't buy it. So a lot of sacrificing, supporting, understanding. That's the best way I can describe it.
I will say this. I'm gonna chime in on Crystal and her beauty supply store. First of all, for me, I'm a person, the way it looks, you walk in there, it's a whole atmosphere, it's a whole vibe. When you walk in that door, hi, welcome to JoJo's. How can I help you? Like, I love being greeted when I go in a store. You know what I mean? She's not following you. You know what I'm saying? She's going to ask you, is it something I can help you find? I'm just going to keep it 100. If you name something and she has it, she's going to take you right to it, or her employees. If you name something and she don't have it, she's like, give me a minute, I'll get it. Like, she's building, and I want everybody in the community to understand that it takes time. She's not in she's in the beauty industry, but she's not on the hair side of it. It's not like she's a stylist like Jennifer was just saying about Dawn. Dawn was a hairstylist, so she had different knowledge about things because she was behind the chair. she is actually a retail owner. So she's learning and she's seeing what the demand is so she can meet, get the supply and meet the demand. So if you just go and request, say, hey, you think you'll be able to? Let me tell you something. She's going to get it. She's going to get it. She's going to get it in there. And so just keep coming back. I guarantee you, it is something in there you can purchase, you know what I'm saying? And tell your friends about it and things like that. And I mean, I just love the fact that she's professional, clean, sweet, kind, and she goes out of the way to make sure that you get what you need. She said, if I don't have it, I will get it. And she does. Because we're right next door. So it's like it's a win-win thing. You know what I'm saying? If she was nasty or rude, it could be a game changer. You know what I'm saying? Let's be real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We right next door. There are 5 service technicians in my salon, right? If we decided, oh, no, that ain't gonna work. What happens when if I tell the rest of the staff and then they tell all their clients, you see how that changes her whole everything? And then they go out and tell people, and then before you know it, she out of business. But we're not doing that. Why? Because she's great. She's wonderful. She's awesome. So we tell our clients, hey, go next door. Go next door. Go next door. Or they'll call us and text us like we're her receptionist. Hey, is that beauty supply store open? You think she got such and such and such? I will start charging.
Let me run over there and check.
Right.
I'll check for you, baby.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like pull it up, Google it, save a number in your phone, something. But I love this. I love it. It's a beautiful thing. I was excited for her when she came. And it's exciting to watch somebody build and grow. Because Jennifer, you remember when we first started, what that felt like, you know what I'm saying, and what that looked like. And so here she is, doing the same thing on the retail side. I'm just like, man, this is amazing.
I know. I was so excited to hear about her. When I moved into the location where I am now, I was getting different quotes from, like little handyman companies.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember. It was a husband and wife couple, and they said we had just finished doing a build out for a lady that's opening up a beauty supply store. I was like, really? Give me her name. Give me her number. I was so excited.
Yeah.
I was driving by her store before she even opened because I was like, okay, I know where it is. I know, start putting the word out early. I know I had to meet her. But I will say, since we've been in this whole COVID-19 era now, I like the fact that she utilizes online drive up and pick up, because I did hit that about 2 weeks ago because I got kids. I am not going into a lot of retail spaces right now. So I think I saw it on Facebook and I was like, okay, let me see what she has. And I have noticed that she has expanded her retail, as far as like what she's carrying in the store. But I have physically been in the store since she opened. I am still shopping with you. And even the young lady that brought out my order, she was professional. She gave me, she answered whatever questions I had about the products as well. And I feel like that goes a long way, because it would go into another store and they selling all these products for our hair and they can't answer not one question, or if it's someone who does not know who's about to put a chemical on their hair, I would sometimes just chime in like, hey, don't do what she told you.
Right. Look, you go to the store and they're gonna tell you what the bootlegger told you. Wait, that's not cool, that's not right.
You're gonna end up looking like me.
Right.
You're gonna end up looking like me.
Y'all are making me cry.
Oh, don't cry.
No, that's real.
Yeah,
that's real.
Because most of the things that
Don't
Jennifer
you start. Don't you start. You see, I got these little lashes on, and
look. But it's hard. It's work. It's hard work. So it's very nice to It's so nice to hear that, because that is one of the main reasons why I wanted to open this store. It's because I want us to come into spaces like these where we feel welcome and where we are treated kind, or where we feel it wanted. And that was one of the things that lacked for me. So it's so important that you all feel like that and continue to feel like that. And I train my team to say, hey, look, our motto is you're the best thing that ever happened. And I'm not being biased, but I do think Black women are the best thing that ever happened. I think that we are great. I think that we set the standard for beauty. Everyone's beautiful, but at the same time, I feel like in the beauty industry, our beauty is not put on the forefront as often as I would like to see it. And it's important for us to be a part of an industry where we can post and create these billboards and create these posters where our faces are on the forefront. It's important for me to see that. And even if you scroll down my page, it is what it is. I need people to know, and just to make it a little bit more personable, I'm in a Facebook group. It's called Natural Hair. And one of the things that I noticed is that it's a lot of Black women that are self-conscious or was being mistreated because of the color of their skin, are being harassed because of their hair. I'm just like, you know what? It's 2020. Why are we still being harassed about our hair or made to feel less than? So this is the thing. How do we correct it? We have to be in that space. We have to be a part of this industry. And I always say, look, I have to take one for the team. In the future, I hope to see several more Black-owned beauty supply stores in Pensacola. I would love to see us on every corner. Us working together, we can create something really big. You know, we can give the beauty industry a new dynamic, but it takes somebody to step out. A lot of the women in my group, their beauty supply stores are salons. You walk in the door, the front is a beauty supply. You keep on going to the back, you go back, you literally buy your hair and go back there and let them. So I'm hoping that in Pensacola, we will eventually get there also. Oh,
That's
God.
awesome to hear. That's awesome to hear. All right, I'll give you a minute to wipe the tears. I'll give you a few
What
minutes
the
to wipe the
ushers at?
tears.
Usher? What the usher? We need an usher. Lord,
And while
give a fan. Give a church fan.
give a church fan one finger up, one finger up.
Give a little tissue.
Give a little tissue to dab it out.
Quiet
To dab
down
it
now,
out.
baby. Quiet down. Calm down, baby. Get yourself together. Right.
Well, I tell you what, Serenity Young says that's the history of our people, and we have always had to blaze our own paths, and I'm here for it. She's here for it. She also says JoJo's is a boutique beauty supply store, and she says Coach and Gucci are not the size of Ross, quality over quantity. Right.
Better say it.
I definitely see it. I feel that.
Say it. I love me some Coach. Yes.
Another Facebook user says when her sister is a braider, I think is what she was trying to say. And when she went into JoJo's, it really made her feel good to know that as an aspiring business owner, she was able to walk into a place owned by her reflection. That is a quote right there. So I think you have already made a dent, Crystal, and I that you continue. When I first ran across your store, when I saw that Afro pic, right? Me and you had a conversation early on. I'm gonna save that for another day. But when I first saw that Afro pic and I saw her posting about it, I'm like, I can't wait. We're in kind of some similar groups because I'm like, we lost our last Black-owned. We had one here for a long period of time, but because we as a community were not supporting her, the lady who owned it, she wound up having to close that store, and then it opened back up. I went back to it. I'm like, wait, she opened back up, and it was owned by a different group of people, and I realized we lost that store, but it reopened back up, and so seeing JoJo and having JoJo here amongst all the rest of the services that we provide is a great thing. So I want to see JoJo's franchise. I want to see JoJo's being franchised. If it's not just in Pensacola, it's over in Mobile, it's over in Tallahassee, everywhere there's a HBCU, right? Let's get a JoJo's franchise at a minimum, so we can build around our own.
And let me say this too, real quick, Chris. She's reasonably priced, right? Maybe a couple of things. I'm be 100. Maybe a couple of things might be a little higher than the other stores. 50 cents, you gonna leave and drive across town for 50 cents? Or even let's be honest. Maybe it's $1. What's $1? You're gonna leave By the time you get to the light, you done burnt your dollar in gas.
Fuck that
You
car
understand?
up.
You should want to get that 50 cent to your sister.
Come
I
on,
like
Exactly.
I don't
Yes,
understand
quality
that
products
logic.
in her store. Yeah. She has quality products in her store, and I was
Very
like,
much so.
she got a niche market, and I see what you going with it, and I'm here for it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, Lord. Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
y'all so much.
It's all good, man up.
She's still crying.
Girl, this one over here, listen, child, man up.
Well, I
Man up. Listen,
know we have like
you
a
got a
time.
long time in this game, honey. You got a good thing it's happy tears though. That's what I'm
Yeah,
patting my
it is.
back
It
because
is.
I love to see people grow. I love to see people accomplish their dreams. I love to see people visions and dreams manifest. That excites me. You know what I'm saying? Like I've never been one that's just like, you know, I love to see people doing their thing, you know, and I'm just glad. I'm really even more glad that you're right next door, so I don't have to burn my gas. But I'm just saying.
And that works both ways. Like Melissa was saying, I don't have a background in the beauty industry. I'm not a professional hairstylist, and her team have been like a blessing in disguise. They keep me hip on what's hot and what's not, what I need in here. Yeah, get you some of this and get you some of that, because who?
Oh, she muted. You muted.
Oh.
You muted, Crystal. By
The devil is a liar.
You muted.
The devil is a liar.
You muted. You muted.
She is like saying something real.
Yeah, she's seeing she in her head right now. So while she's muted, oh, there she go. There she go. Come back to us, Crystal. Come into the light. Come into the light, Crystal. Come into the light.
You still can hear.
Can you hear me?
There you go.
Now we hear you.
There you go.
We got you. We got you.
Okay. Yes, it's been a blessing in disguise. They are welcoming. When I first came here, they saw me from the beginning, just the whole journey of opening up this store.
Let me tell you about this one here. This girl here, all we knew, we saw paper go up on the window, right? I said, oh, okay, I wonder what's gonna be next door. Next thing I know,
What in the
somebody
Jennifer?
walking down the side of the wall. I said, what's she doing? And why she being so secretive and quiet?
I was depressed. This journey.
I was so tickled.
The journey to opening this store is rough. It is not easy at all.
A lot of work.
For sure. For sure.
It's a lot of work, but it pays off, and it's all worth it, man. It really is.
It is. They saw it. They saw the bad. Them tears at the beginning. Now I was crying. Those weren't happy tears.
I wasn't gonna tell that part. I wasn't gonna tell that part.
Hurting.
I wasn't gonna tell that part.
Yeah, it's a journey, but Melissa, Jackie, all of them have been very encouraging, very accommodating, letting me know how I'm doing, progress, keeping me up to date on what products I need, what's good for the hair, how to take care of my wigs. It's just like I get so many tips. Just one tip will get my mind to wondering, them suggesting products. And I always ask, what is that? I never pretend to be like, okay, oh yeah, I know. Because so what is that?
Right.
In the beauty industry, y'all have y'all names of stuff and what is it? I can't think of the word that I'm trying to say, but jargon. And I'm like, what is that now? I'm like, okay. So it is definitely a plus being next to them. I soak up as much knowledge as I can. They do a variety of things next door. So one of the things, it's not specific for me, but also for the hairstylists. The good thing about getting close to them is because I learned what they do over there. I know everything that they do. So a lot of my customers come in looking for braiders, looking for hairstylists, looking for somebody to do their hair. They don't know how to do their natural hair. And I'm like, it's a salon right next door. Or I can you just walk them over there. I do a lot of walkovers and introduce a lot of my customers to them. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, when they start asking me some of those critical questions about their hair, I study, but I'm not a licensed professional. And I'm like, hey, but I there's somebody next door that is. There's a few people that over here, because what I don't want me and my team to do is to ever advise someone about their hair incorrectly. So
Right, just to make a sale.
it's appropriate
Please.
professional. He's a licensed professional. Hold on. Now, you know, I can tell you what's selling good, and I can tell you what works for my hair. I'm good with hair typing because look, I've been natural for about 13 years, so I'm very familiar with natural hair lines and natural hair products, but I'm not a licensed professional. So it's good that I connect with the local hairstylist, and I'm going to make it my mission to make sure that I connect more with all of them.
And that's why we're gonna all of us are gonna work well because we support each other. How do we support? Support. Show up, support each other, encourage, motivate, keep the attitude. We don't need that. And I'm gonna tell the truth. Don't haggle us on our prices.
Oh yeah.
Amen.
When you go to
Ask for
Michael
discount.
Kors, you don't ask them, do they have a coupon? If you go to Gucci, you don't say, hey, y'all got a coupon, a discount code. You're not doing that.
I'm gonna be boosted, but this is a different type of subject. But anyway,
girl, listen, don't get me started. But yeah, don't haggle us on our prices. You know what I'm saying? Like oh my God, I'm almost about to go somewhere else. That whole part alone.
Well, I tell you what, that will give us the opportunity to roll into the business segment, right? We've kind of explored the industry as a whole, and we're going to go ahead and get right into the business industry. Let's get into the nuts and bolts of it. And before we do that, I want to give a quick commercial break shout out to Bantu Cola, who is presenting this along with We Support Pensacola Black Business, which is our business partner, is a Facebook group. So if you're watching online and you want to support Black businesses in Northwest Florida, go to the Facebook group. We Support Pensacola Black Business. Ask to join. A couple questions you need to fill out. You need to understand our thought process, our vision. Check that out. Also, bantucola.com. You can go to bantucola.com. Bantu Cola is an ideological anchor that allows for the accelerated growth of the African diaspora in the Pensacola, Florida area. That's a big word right there, right? Built around 6 knowledge pillars to provide wisdom and economic freedom for our children 3 generations out. It's all about the year 2100, y'all, and we're trying to get that economic dollars in place so that the kids have the money, they have the wealth, they have the bag, and they never have to beg, borrow, and steal ever again. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. So my first question, ladies, tell me about how COVID has directly affected your business. Being on lockdown, I know the service industry in particular with hair and salons and nails, y'all got locked out. Y'all had to close doors or your license was going to be yanked. I heard all those things, right? I heard all those things online. And Crystal, I don't even know if hair products is considered an essential business. I mean, I know the WWE is considered an essential business, right? According to our governor, right? He made WWE wrestlers essential business, but I don't know if hair care products are. I know. Y'all look, I know. I got that same look, right? That look, huh? Yeah, NASCAR is an essential business. WWE is an essential business.
How?
I don't know. He just stroke of a pen. But that's an essential business, so they got to go down there and wrestle and race cars. But I don't know
with the virus.
What was it?
Oh, okay.
With the virus. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Rub the COVID on each other. Oh, pin it down.
Okay.
Oh.
This is doing that.
Okay.
You have to be able to pivot. I didn't close my doors. What I did is I started offering different things. I started selling masks. I started selling gloves. I started selling hand sanitizer. If you saying that those things are essential, they are in my store and they were available for purchase. Were they there when I opened these doors? No, they were not. But that's one of the things, making sure that you competitive, you have to be prepared for them curveballs. So I got on my website because I had a website, but I hadn't released it because we talking about online and a store, it's a lot. Along with the fact that I still work full time. I would have a full-time job. I had just opened January the 9th and COVID happened.
Right. Yeah, you jumped in the game with one game plan and then the game changed real quick.
Yeah.
Plan G. Let's see.
Now I gotta close. So I immediately opened my website. That led to me being able to do curbside. It also gave me a delivery option. It also gave me a contactless option. So that's the thing. You just have to be prepared.
Push you into greatness. That's how he do it
Yes.
sometimes.
Yes.
That's
How he
awesome.
do it sometimes.
What's your website, Crystal? Shout that out real fast. Go ahead and put that out there.
My website is jojosbeautysupply.com. And we consistently add and update that site weekly, daily, as we go. We still are adding products on there. I continuously suggest corrections or updates to the website to my actual company to be able to sell a more variety of hair and all kind of bundles on the website. So y'all stay tuned on that website. It's still growing. It's getting better and better.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Sparkle, Jennifer, y'all been quiet the longest. Sparkle, you've been quiet almost the whole night. So I need to know, like did you just lock up and go home for the past 3 months? I mean, what you been up to?
Well, with me, I had a baby right before, it got all crazy. So, I was already at home, maternity leave. Right. But my kids got to eat. So, I was forced to, not really forced, but I was like, well, dang, I need to start doing some other stuff. I started making scrubs, started making press-on nails. What else I started doing, Jim? A lot of stuff, and I would just mail it out. I don't know, I just had to do what I had to do.
Nice. You found a way, multiple streams of income, and now you actually still have those available to you. Jennifer, what about you? You just closed up the salon, the event center, all the things?
Everything got put to a halt. And I don't like being, and I know everybody was affected by it, but man, out of all the ideas I come up with, I couldn't use any of them. And that was just like grinding my gears, and I just couldn't make a dollar.
You went on mute. Oh. You still on mute. You still on mute. You still on mute, G.
So while we're waiting on her, we're getting some information on Facebook. Facebook users saying, "Hey, beautiful queens," and they're saying that they're enjoying the conversation. So,
hey, Nikki, you still on mute, G? Oh no, I can't hear you.
It was a rough start in the beginning.
Okay, go back. Go back. We can't hear you.
Oh, okay. Well,
there we go.
Everything got put to like a halt for me. Because when I moved to this location in January, it wasn't like I wasn't trying to move from my old location. Life just dealt me some lemons, and I had to get over them and some lemonade. So I was like,
where are you located now? Not to cut you off, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm on Mobile Highway now. I'm over in the area by Hypnotized Cuts.
Okay.
Awesome. Down the sidewalk.
Mobile Highway and Marlene isn't that?
Marlene,
Yep. So when I came over here, I was like, all right, I saw the potential to bring multiple streams of income in one space where I could do hair, I could rent my event space out, and I could do my paint parties. And I'm going to tell you, from January to March, things are going good. I was like, Jennifer, get back in the game.
Yeah.
I had a couple of, I ain't even gonna do that. This is positivity. But anyway, COVID-19 happened, and it made me realize, because I'm not gonna lie, I got complacent. But thank the Lord, Sparkle. When I say iron sharpens iron, stay on my tail.
Yeah.
She like, mama. But anyway, she stays on me about, see, this is why you need to retail. This is why you need to do this. It opened my eyes to how I kind of like got comfortable, and I dropped the ball on building that online presence in retailing to my customers. So the COVID-19 pandemic, shutdown, quarantine, whatever you want to call it, it was a time for me to go back and like rebuild and regroup it to get my strategy in line, so that I won't get in this position again where I can't. I'm not gonna say I can't, but
you're better prepared, well prepared for it. You got a website? how can people reach out to you?
You can contact me on Facebook. I have Signature Style Salon business page. I have Paint Night Social business page, and I have Signature Event Lounge business page as well. And I've
Better
had
do it.
number for about 20 years. So if you think, Jennifer, is that number still the same? It is still the same.
It is.
Sparkle, you got a webpage?
Yes, I have a.
Sorry.
You're not Sparkle today. I have a booking site. It is styleseed.com/Sparkle Nicole. I have a website for like all my products, my press-ons and stuff like that. That is it's the sparkleexperience.com.
I am on
You can find me on Facebook.
Wish I had known
Nails
that
by
before
Sparkle
the
Nicole.
Yeah.
I mean, well, come on, I got you.
Gotta get me some press on.
I have Instagram. That's Nails by Sparkle Nicole. I think that's all I got.
Yeah.
For now.
I got some of that too. What she said.
All right now. All right, Melissa. Last but not least, for show.
Last but not least, well, for me, the pandemic. I'm gonna tell. Can I tell the truth? The whole truth.
Tell it.
The truth is.
Don't incriminate yourself now. Don't incriminate yourself.
Okay, thank you. The truth is, I needed a break. The sister was tired. You understand what I'm saying? I was like, yes, we can all take a break. The world take a break. No one's going to message me or text me or call me or say anything about hair. We can all just
That's a lie.
That's a lie. Right. So
you sure you can do nails? You sure?
So I thought. So I kind of took a break, and then at the same time, it gave me a chance to revamp on some things for the salon and things like that. Because a lot of times when you're active and you're working, it is very hard to work during business hours. And we passed that part, and then we still got other stuff we have to do. And the only technical off day we have is Monday as far as a business day. So it got to be overwhelming. I got complacent. Complacent is an understatement. Like I need to whoop my own self, to be honest. And so now
I'm coming in the corner too in timeout.
Right. So now I'm just, revamping, rebuilding. We coming back. This whole pandemic thing, while we were out, when the CDC came back and mandated us, we had all these things, we're going to take one client at a time. We have to break in between 15 minutes. We got to sanitize in between each client. We got to sanitize everything. We got to take temps when they come in the door. Like, it was a lot of stuff they threw in, you know what I mean, that we now have to do in order to, ensure our safety and things like that. And if nothing else, to help other people's mindset, you know what I mean? So they're not, worried and things like that. So for the clients that want that VIP experience and just have you all to yourselves, like, they now get that, you know what I'm saying? And we had to go up a couple, let's be honest, we had to do some price, raises on some things because we got more expenses, you know what I'm saying? That's being real, that's being honest. It was very different. I didn't expect that. That was really different. It definitely is a game changer. You're either gonna do or drown. You know what I mean? You're either gonna swim or drown, period, point blank. And so I'm choosing to swim. And then once we come back in, shouts out to my esthetician, Jennifer Randolph. She's actually, she contracted the virus and everything. So we've been on quarantine. And she's currently in the hospital now, fighting the virus. Yeah. So it's real serious. We've had a lot of people come through. I've had clients cancel because they, tested positive, that sort of thing. And it's been a lot. It's been a lot. It's more than just getting back to business as usual and then either trying to sneak and do more than one client and all this kind of stuff. Like, there are people that got real you got to take into consideration people's health issues and things like that. You got some people that are scared to come out. You know what I mean? You got the elderly who almost looking at everybody like, hey, don't get me sick. You know what I'm saying? So that sort of thing. So we keep it down to a minimum. You know, we're servicing one client at a time and things like that. And we're just trying to make sure we ensure the safety of everybody, you know, and she didn't get the virus from the salon. You know, when we also, you know, we're still exposed. So it's a lot. I'm just gonna tell the truth. It's a lot. And so we're quarantining and getting ready to go back in and things like that. This pandemic was definitely a game changer in a lot of ways. But I'm excited. I love what we do, you know. We have a good time doing it. I love transforming people. I love people coming in sad, mad, down, and then, you know, the minute they start seeing their hair come together, you know, they posture get all straight, they smile.
Put their earrings on.
Right. You know, so, girl, let me put my lipstick on just to take a picture. You know, it's a lot, and you know, but that's when we know we've done our job. You know what I'm saying? When they are smiling and laughing when they come in the door and they're not that way. What we do is bigger than just hair. You know, I don't know how other techs look at it. It's bigger than just curling hair, putting on wigs. People have real life issues from the inside. You know what I'm saying? And I always say, if you look better, you feel better. So when you come in, the least I'm gonna do is, you know, I'm gonna take care of this right here, you know what I mean, and kind of get you going from the outside, you know, while the Lord work on you with your inside, you know, and go from there and just, you know, transform you so you can at least walk out the door smiling, and if you don't do nothing but go to Walmart, but now you can't even really go to Walmart. So but
the salon and the barbershop have always been like a second community home. It's like the church is one, and the salon and barbershop is like a second community home where people come and air out and have. In fact, people are more vulnerable in the salon and the barbershops than they typically are at church or houses of worship in general.
Absolutely.
And there's a lot more conversation, like real conversations that almost happen there. And so it's a great place to just get stuff off of your chest and have someone that can help uplift your spirits while you all of a sudden just are bedazzled, right? Or just come in cut corners.
Right. I've never understood what makes a person come in. We can just meet. Do a consultation with you or whatever. We can begin a service, sit in the chair, and then they just start talking. And I'm like, oh, okay, let me put on the listening ears. You know, they need to add psychiatry to the cosmetology program, because we really, I mean,
our psychiatrist or therapist.
Yeah, therapist, counselor, something. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot. People sit there in that chair and they spill it out. They dish it out. And but I will say this.
So we can all get fixed.
Right.
Beloved.
Right.
In fact, I want to shout out Still Cutting Up. I got a shout out from Mitty, from actually it doesn't give me who the user is, but it says Mitty Morel and Carla DeBow Blocker at Still Cutting Up.
Oh, Mitty, yeah.
Shout out to Still Cutting Up.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
He is amazing.
But I'm coming. Mitty Morel. You can do a class at our event space. You can do that.
So before COVID happened,
whatever your class fee is.
Before COVID happened, were the beauty markets thriving in Pensacola? And I say that I saw earlier someone made a post on Facebook that said that our markets were like oversaturated, and I think that comes with like some of the products that are created, like a lot of creams and, you know, shea butter times 35. Everybody got a shea butter, you know, popping trunk. Right, and selling oils and tinctures and things like that. I'm assuming that's where the comment was going. But is the beauty market oversaturated, and maybe in Pensacola or maybe in Northwest Florida, in this area in the Gulf Coast?
Yes. Well, I guess for me, I feel like it is. It more so in the weave and extensions department category or whatever. Everybody is selling bundles, and I know it's a customer for everybody, but man, it's hard to kind of like make a profit off of that. Because no, I'm not gonna say it's hard to make a profit. you have to almost like lower your price or like the quality of your hair because everybody is selling bundles,
Yeah.
weaves, and Pensacola is only so big. So it's like, why would I give you this for this bundle when I can get a whole wig over here for $75?
Folks not loyal.
I got
Folks
this.
not
Oh,
loyal.
no, there's no loyalty when
on
it
my
comes
head.
to the
Oh
hair
no.
business. Oh no, it's like may the best man win, the
Right.
best win.
Best deal win. That's what it is. Because
Right.
they don't matter.
You
They don't care anything about quality for real. They want to be able to move for however long they wearing it, and then they turn around and buy some more hair. When really, the Brazilian hair came out so that we can keep it for years to come. So you could buy your one wig or two wigs, you know, with the different textures and just change it up. Not keep buying hair over and over and over again. But if that's what you want to do, we'll take your money, you know. But my issue with that though is, yes, it's very heavily saturated, right? When you look at the retail side, whether you're selling bundles, lashes, whatever, especially lashes, whether you're selling bundles, lashes, and things like that, or even just being a stylist or a barber, my issue is this. When did we get to the point where we are lowering our prices? Like, who comes in the game if I'm doing, say, if I'm doing a silk press, let's just say $60, $75 or whatever, or say making a wig, right? It's like $200, $225, $275, right? Then you got a bootlegger that come in, I make wigs $50.
You know what? I don't get an attitude about that because at some point you're gonna lose those edges. You're gonna want that hair. You're gonna get tired. That wig
You keep me in business. You keep
it's
me in
gonna
business.
get hot now.
You're absolutely
and
right.
Here to help grow that hair right back. So I don't
Absolutely
need to get
right.
feelings about that because I'm like, I'll be here when they fall out, when they break off.
Right. Because one thing about it, I'm one of those. I'm like you, so you know your worth. I know my worth.
Yeah.
My prices are what my prices are.
I'm not gonna talk about nothing. I'll be here when you come back.
Absolutely. And I mean, because you get what you pay for at the end of the day.
You're
but
right.
I just hate that it seems like, I feel like we as a whole, though, the price list of everything has just gotten ridiculous. I just think it's downplayed so much. And I'm trying to figure out, why is everybody getting so cheap? I can understand if you're charging that because maybe your skill set isn't where it needs to be. Okay, that makes sense. But, or maybe you're running a special for a period of time, but golly.
Well, look, now you have to, just to get in a chair now, your hair need to be washed, conditioned, your ends need to be trimmed.
Because I'm not shampooing you.
And then you
come in clean.
Just get up in there. And like, damn, well, what did you do?
Right. And hold on. But they went though. Yeah,
you paying just, this is what you're getting done. That's it. You know, you wash your own hair, you blow dry, it need to be parted in 4 sections when you come. And then it's an attitude if you don't. It's a whole long Facebook post about you if you don't.
Wow.
But but it's all about the experience too.
Right.
So, you know, if somebody wants to just come in with their hair shampoo, great, it'll save you time, but I'm not gonna tell you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's not a discount because you're not watching out.
Right. Right.
And use the right products to get to achieve whatever result we're trying to get. Because, you know, somebody use some $3 shampoo on your hair, you know.
Yeah.
So I have noticed that you have to like kind of do all this prep work to go to certain salons or stylists or whoever.
because they're not really hair care people. They just want to style. They just want to curl. They just want to flat iron. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to go in and let me see. Yeah. Why is your hair breaking? Let's see. Let me, you know. No, they don't want to do that.
They don't care about that foundation, honey.
Wow.
Girl, I always say it starts in the bowl.
So
it does. It starts in the shampoo bowl.
Yeah, I knew that's what you meant.
Yeah, it starts in the bowl.
All right. So there's a separation. What I'm hearing here is that there are some professionals who are focused on hair care, right? And there all that goes into that, right, for longevity. And there are some that are focused on being
the style itself.
The stylist.
Just a stylist. and they will set their customers up to just come in the door, like do all that prep work, then come here, I'll style you up. Versus a different.
And you know what? I think it started a couple of years ago when they had like the weave bar, where you could come and get a $50 sew in.
Yeah.
That's when I started. That's when I started being upset. That's when I started being upset.
Yeah.
$50. But if you put in 5 braids, I guess so. I don't know.
Hey,
it ain't gonna last for a few weeks.
A few weeks. A few days.
I'm trying to be nice.
The Weave Express, I don't know what it was called. I don't even know if that's still a thing now. I don't know.
Well, I tell you what, y'all are getting a lot of compliments on y'all's hairstyles. I say y'all. I'm a little country.
Yeah.
A lot of compliments on y'all's hairstyles from some of the Facebook commenters. They say listening at the ladies and looking at each of their beautiful hairstyles. I'm getting comments like that coming in the door.
Oh,
thank you.
Thank God for my luck. I had no idea it was that crazy. So if I'm in the industry and I want to open a store or a salon or a spa, if I'm thinking about it, or maybe I'm coming in, maybe I'm already a stylist, or maybe I'm just like JoJo and I'm like, I'm just going in and I see a need and it needs to be filled. What's that process like? Give me that process. Like, give me some numbers, give me some thought process around costs and getting those things going.
Well, I think you got to decide the type of business that you're going to have, as far as like, are you going to do something small? Do you want to build a team? Do you want to run a commission-based salon? Do you want to do that? Do you want to rent out spaces? And do you got to weigh out your pros and your cons? And then you got to kind of understand the industry and where it is now, because there's no team. Well, you know what? Listen, you got a team. I got Squad. I got.
Yep. Shouts out to my team.
I got 2 Tiffany's on the team now. But yeah, you have.
There are different types. You're right. You got to figure out which avenue.
Are you commission or rental?
I'm commission.
Your commission?
I'm commission, yeah. So you'll if you come to my salon, you're not gonna have, one person, selling this, charging this, selling this, you know what I'm saying? You can go to lastingimpressionsalon.com and book either of us. We charge all the same thing, you know what I'm saying? So it's different,
The money can be made with commission. I've tried it once, but because I have like a young family and you gotta build the right team with the right skill level.
Yes.
Yeah. I saw the money to be there, and I was like,
a lot of work.
Commit to that at a particular time, and I don't know if that would really work. It depends on your team, and then the amount of foot traffic you can get in. Your visibility and all of that plays a big part. But when you have you got to find a stylist that's actually committed to their craft and wanting to build their clientele.
And that's hard to find.
They have to have their own hustle. You still have to have their own hustle.
Somebody here to do, and then when they got somebody here to do, they still don't want to come in. So you got to deal with a lot of personalities, and you just got to decide what are you willing to deal with. And I think I need to go back to the basics for me, and my hat's off to you, and I know you're making that dollar, but I rather rent spaces, and it's pros and cons to that too. Sometimes
it is. Everything.
If you are in an apartment, your rent is still due. It's not because I ain't been that busy for me.
Right.
Your stuff's still here. You still, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
Come on now.
Right.
Really rent across the board. It's like you rent a car. You can't be like, well, I only drove it a couple of times. You still
gotta pay the same thing.
Right. I just rode. Yeah, I rode. I rode the market the whole time I was there. You know how we do.
Yeah.
So that is frustrating, or they just feel like, well, I didn't work this week. Can I bring my stuff this week? No. But anywho.
And the game, and Jennifer, the game is even changing in that aspect too, because with the booth renting thing, whereas typically it's a weekly booth rental, now they renting booths out for a day, for a weekend, you know what I'm saying? Certain days, X amount of days per day, you know what I'm saying? Because we got traveling stylists and all kind of things. I mean, it's just amazing. It's amazing
And
how
some different
different.
ways to do. You just gotta find the right people that respect their business and your business, enough to like do the right thing. Everybody is like they think about themselves, and I've had some really good experiences. Thankfully, I'm gonna say that I had some good stylists on my team that was like loyal, and they just
Yeah.
they stuck with me until they retired out the game. So
Yeah.
I can't even like complain about it.
Yeah,
So
my hat's off to
it's
you.
enough
Because
for
I
that.
mean, you started and been, doing it just
Yeah,
straight
yeah.
through.
I
I
think
done had a
it's
couple
good.
pauses. You know,
Yeah,
like it
yeah.
just it's how it is. You know what I'm saying? It happens and things like that. But and it is a lot of work. Commission is not as it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. You're right.
So with
The
that being
team, my
said,
team, I love my team. They push me, I push them.
That's
And
good.
and
That's
that's the only way it's gonna work. Because just like I
Yep.
said, I got complacent. If I get complacent, that affects everybody. You know what I'm
That's
saying? It affects everybody. So I don't have time. They don't have time. We don't have time. That's 5 different families, 5 different households. So
Yep.
time to get it. It's
So
time to come
everybody
back.
y'all got a goal in the business together. That's good.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
give me some
yeah,
ballpark
yeah.
numbers. Let's throw out some numbers. Like, give me a range, right? So if I wanted to open up a shop or a salon, let's start there, and then we'll jump into Crystal's territory, right? Because not only do we have you as owners here and as indies who are doing your own thing, right? You're paying your own rent, you're building your own bag, right? We want to create others like you, right? So we've talked about like saturation and things like that, but y'all balling, right? Before COVID happened, let me say it like that. Y'all doing very, very well for yourselves, right? You feeding your family. You ain't begging bread. You ain't hungry. You ain't on food stamps. I assume not, right? Not on food stamps, but y'all are balling, right? Y'all doing well for yourselves in one capacity.
I'm sorry.
Hey, if you need it, you need it. I ain't mad. Look, I tell
We're
you,
not dependent on it.
right. Look,
Right.
I had food stamps when I was in the Navy, right? Feeding my family. I had to get food stamps because of how much money I made in the Navy, right?
I think that's the best kind of assistance you can have. I think food stamps ought to be for everybody. We ate lovely when I used to get that platinum card, as I called it. Crab legs and ribeye steaks, not the sirloin, the tough stuff, good stuff. But carry on. Another subject, another lie. Sorry.
All right, let me bring y'all back in. I'm food stamps gonna take us way
The
over.
numbers.
Never
I think I know you took me back. I think for starters, like, basic, a good 25K, because you got to look at, your building fees, rent, last month, all of that. You got to look at equipment, whether it's new or used or whatever. You got to look at if you got to go in and do a build out, if you got to, paint floors, all, sorts of things like that, products that you need and things like that, your tools that you need. 25K is a good start.
How long would 25 take? Excuse me. How long would 25K last you though? Will 25K get you started, or will that take you into maybe a couple months in, right? As you're building up. How long would 25 take you?
I would say a few months in, a couple months in.
That's good.
Maybe.
JoJo,
huh?
Oh, I mean, I said JoJo's, but I meant to say Crystal. I always call Crystal JoJo.
I do the same thing. Yep.
Let me
Say
explain
how you got the name, right?
first off. Yeah, because when I came up with the name for my store, it was something totally different before I switched it to JoJo's. And I'm gonna tell you, I did not realize that people may think that my name was JoJo. I didn't.
How you didn't think that? It says JoJo apostrophe S Beauty Supply.
I'm telling you, I never even thought it through, but
it made sense to me.
The name of my store, JoJo's, I named it after my cousin Joseph, who passed away. And that was during the time when I actually was starting the process, because when you get ready to open a beauty supply store, it take a few years. It took me about, I know it was at least 2.5 years, but almost 3 years just researching. figuring things out, studying, watching YouTube videos, trying to locate an actual community where I can ask questions, study, research, and a lot of saving. During that time, my cousin passed away, and it was a huge blow for me. And I kind of was like, you know what, I can't do this. I wanted to give up. I didn't want to open a store. And after all that work, I was just like, just forget it. And that's how I did. And basically, I put my cousin's name on it. I drove to Tallahassee, changed the name of my store, and I kept it pushing. Basically, it kind of gave me that initiative to keep going, to continue the journey. And I did not think that through about that. So yes, for the people out there, my name is Crystal. I named it after my cousin. But I do want to answer the question as far as like the expense and for people who are desiring to open a beauty supply store, because I get that question a lot. I get a lot of inboxes from people who wants to open stores. You have to have think this through. You know your reasoning for wanting to open this store. Do not, I repeat, do not open a beauty supply store because you got mad at your local Asian store and you don't want to shop anymore. That's not gonna suffice. That's not gonna help you on those lows, because for all business owners and all businesses, they have highs and they have lows. And you really have to have that initiative. You have to go back to that original reason that inspired you to open your business. And it can't be, okay, because I went to the beauty supply store on 9th and he made me mad, so I opened my own, because that's not going to get you through it. The average time just for me doing my research and being a part of the beauty supply industry is 2 to 3 years. We're, as Black beauty supply owners, are not lasting over the 3 years. We're not growing. It's rare. And the thing is that you have to be committed to the goal and be prepared. Just like with myself, I mentioned earlier, I opened my store on January the 9th and COVID happened. If I had known COVID was happening, I would not have opened this store. But then you have to search deep. You know, I have a reason for opening this store and keeping it open. It's very important for me. And I know I keep referring back to the local agent, but I'm really not competing with them. You know, I want to be like Sally. I mean, I want to have me a chain of stores. I feel like JoJo's definitely will be a chain in the future. It's important for us to be able to build that generational wealth. You have to have a passion for it. You have to be prepared. You literally can open a beauty supply store with any amount of money that you have. But you have to be focused and you have to make smart decisions. You have to determine what type of beauty supply store do you want to be. The thing is that I can't buy everything that I need for my hair out of Sally's or Walmart or my local. They don't have everything that I need. You have to go from store to store. So the thing is, you can start with $80,000, but you can open a beauty supply store with $5,000, $4,000. It's very doable, but you have to determine what type. In my store, I sell everything. I sell weed, bundles, wigs, hair products, makeup, a variety of everything. When you're talking about opening up a beauty supply store with all of that stuff, you better be ready to pay. And I'm gonna tell you, they're not just handing out business loans. Like, here you go. Oh, you open a business. I have not had not one business loan. Me opening this, I have no business funding at all. Me opening the store comes from my bonuses, saving. My savings. I still work now. So sometimes, yeah, I need some stuff for this store. People like, hey, you ain't got this. You know what I do? I go to my job and I sign up for overtime and I work. And then I put it on my shelf. So nobody's handing you money. You have to be prepared for this. And it's a learning curve. You got to determine, hey, are you going to open this store by yourself? Or are you going to have employees? People have to be paid. This is a very expensive industry. And I'm going to tell you, you trying to do it on your own, is it possible? Yes. Will you be able to grow better with help with employees? Yes, you will, especially if you still have to work. But it's a lot that goes into this industry. My advice is that you do your research. If you're interested in opening your own beauty supply store, reach out to me. I'm busy now. I have a full-time job and I have this store, but I eventually get through those the messages, and I'll be glad. I talk to my customer a lot. A lot of my customers know if they come in here, I'll talk them to a good hour. So drop by. I'm in the store a lot. For the most part, I'm in here all the time. Stop by, inbox me. I'll help answer any questions
So
that you may
sweet.
have.
So
Yeah.
sweet. She's so
Because the more
sweet,
of us
y'all.
that have them, the more of us that have these stores, the better we are we'll be able to grow.
Yeah.
So we can't grow without each other.
And so you built yours without actually a credit line then, right? So you kind of—
I have nothing.
Huh?
I have nothing. There's no business loans.
I'm
And
never taking out
another
a
thing,
Pay as you go. You did?
don't
I
be
didn't
opening
either.
these stores thinking, okay, my family gonna support me, my friends got me, everybody. No. They jump in. Hey, if you fortunate enough, but please don't open a business thinking that everybody is going to be feeding in, that people are going to support your business. I have family that's never even came to my store, never even seen it. I have family that still goes to my competitors. They don't even shop here. So you just got to be prepared when you get ready to, not that I'm offended, some family out there, it's okay.
For the record, y'all, I ain't mad. I just had to say
Yeah,
that.
I'm not. You know what, you want to go.
I see it though.
I still love y'all.
Right.
No, I don't. And I'm gonna tell you, you do. You go through there, be like, man, how your own family not gonna support? But that was very brief, because one of the things about me is that I've always worked hard. I don't give up. Failure is not an option. So I definitely won't be dependent on anybody to be able to keep it moving. You know, I have to keep pushing. I have to remember my original goal. And just go from there. But this is a lot of work, and it's very, very expensive, and it's very competitive. So you just have to be prepared. And just like the hairstylist and Sparkle, they have to keep up with the trends. Y'all not doing hair, they not doing hair and nails like they did 10 years ago. It continues to grow. It continues to grow. You have to keep up with the hairstyles. Yeah. Is it? Can you hear me? Yeah. You have to keep up with it. So it's a lot. So what was hot last week? Maybe Aunt Jackie was hot, but she gone. Like Can2 was hot when I first opened. I sold a Can2 product this month, because according to what goes on in the media, they like, oh no, we don't support that no more. You know, it's
wait, pause. Are they're not black owned, right?
No, a lot of the black owned companies
have sold it.
They have.
Okay.
But I think that particular company was having issues with the actual product itself. So that was a hot product when I first opened, and now it's not. So now I have a heap of Can2 products that's not moving. So you gotta be prepared.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's a lot, because what these companies do in the media affects your money too. So now, most of the black-owned companies in my store, they are selling off the shelves. Whereas the companies that used to be black-owned, that's no longer black-owned, they are sitting up there collecting dust. But Crystal have paid money for those products that's sitting there. So you just have to be prepared to take a loss. You got to be prepared for theft. I'm sure you experience that also, because a lot of the stuff, like I said, nobody's giving me anything. I'm paying for this stuff with my hard-earned money, and then people come right in the store and just steal it. So I'm dealing with that too. It's a lot. You really have to be prepared. So when you in that fire and you think about, why did I open this store? You're not even gonna remember what happened that day when you got the store. You gotta have that passion. You have to have that reason for opening.
Farquhar, how long did it take you to ramp up to be a nail technician and do the things that you do? Like, what was the cost around that to do that?
Oh my God, I don't even know. It was like almost 10 years ago. I don't know. It can be expensive though. I mean, it can get expensive.
I need
straight out of school.
Y'all skirting around my numbers now. I told y'all I'm gonna call y'all out.
Listen. I think we don't really pay attention to the numbers because we like, look, I got to get this done, and you really don't really. I don't know. Like, I've always worked and did nails. Well, for the most part, I have. I just always, I don't know. Like, I don't even know like a startup price.
So right now, if you said if someone came in and said, Sparkle, I want to start, I've been practicing my whole life, and now I feel good, and I want to launch out. You say you need this, and this, and this, and it's going to cost you roughly about 5, 10,
I would
30,
say
like
10K.
20. Yeah.
You're trying to do
Like
that.
Somebody's salon. Say it again.
Right. I would say like 10K. Between five, like I said, between 5 and 10. When I opened
first go to school though. And get them
yeah.
license.
Well, when I my very first salon was like 600 square feet. This room that I'm in, it was smaller than this. And you literally can walk in and boom, be right out that straight that back door. But
wait a minute, I think it was a little bigger than this. No, it was bigger than this.
Anywho, that wasn't even
we don't know how big that room.
You have to slowly, I'm not gonna say you have to, but I started small. I used some free salon equipment that I had gotten from Master Cuts that was closing in the mall, and they had a black store manager that looked out for me. She was like, hey, you got an hour to come down here and get this stuff. And I still have some of that stuff that I done painted over and refurbished and redid it. But anywho, when I decided I was ready to kind of go to the next level and expand my business, and I was like, okay, I just don't want anything shoddy. I want to have like a nice polished look in between the, the space for the deposit for the rental and getting the people to come in and do the work. It took about $10,000 for me to get it up and going. And I didn't realize it because you do have to plan. I'm not even gonna lie. And I had this little old Acura. I was so committed to this thing of my passion and my vision. I sold my car so that I could get into my space and have it set up how I want to do it because I believed in it. I didn't get discouraged. I'm like, you know what? I'm not willing to do that. My husband he supported me. He was like, you know what, we're gonna do? We're gonna go all in. So we did radio advertisement. We had a huge grand opening. We did all this. So it cost me about that much at that time. And that was, we had social media, but it wasn't how it is now. You do a lot of stuff for free.
Yeah. So the price of a small car will get you started in the service industry and probably twice that to get started in the retail space.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, but I kind of did the most. You don't have to do all that. You have to know me to know that I do
extra.
Do I see the shade? Do I see it? Is there a little soft?
I can't say nothing because I'm extra too. I can't say nothing.
We'll have some nails tomorrow that say shade extra. So what don't we have here in Pensacola, y'all? What are we missing in the industry that you all see that exists outside of Pensacola that you're like, man, I want somebody to come and do this?
We need more spas. And I know we have a couple of spa owners, but we don't have that black
like a full service.
We don't have that black on still waters that you can come in and get this, that treatment.
So what is a spa? So when you say spa, define for me a spa, because when I think of a spa, I'm thinking like, from me, my standpoint, I'm thinking of of some sort of wood made cave, a sauna.
I would say a spa
with the guys and talk whatever.
No.
I'm looking at my face.
Is when you want to like go somewhere and like relax for the day. I want to go and get pampered. I want to get my nails done. I want to schedule a facial, a massage, all in the same place. And then when I'm done, I want to drink some cucumber water and I want to sit in the sauna. And then when I'm done with that, I want to go, this little steam room, and that I want to put on a robe and some fluffy slippers that day. That's the spa. That's what you want to go and do. And then, of course, you want to do some kind of body wrap and strength exercises and be 6 pounds lighter in 15 minutes. So we're going to do that too.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
That's the spa treatment.
That's the spa. So we don't have that with ownership within the Black community, is what you're saying, and we're missing that as a component to the beauty industry as a whole. And I see some Facebook users saying it's coming. I see some hand claps and they say it's coming. It doesn't say who.
Look, come on, we here. We ready.
Yeah, we ready.
Come on. And look, and if you can do it together, that's even better.
Right.
If we can do it together and build at still waters.
How awesome that would be.
The
So how well do we know each other in this industry here in Pensacola, and how cliquish is the industry? Can I ask that question?
It is very cliquish. Very cliquish.
I just want to say personally, as a person who was looking for a hairstylist, I didn't know where to look when I got ready to go somewhere. For years, I never even got my hair done. But that was one of my issues, that is so disconnected. Nobody, I can't find the style. I don't know where you are. I don't know where y'all are. Like, where are you? You know, the community is missing, like that togetherness, knowing each other. I feel like I wish all stylists and local licensed braiders were in a Facebook group, and I can go there and say, hey, I want.
At one point we had that though.
What was the first word you said?
Hair page.
The licensed people. Oh
no, I do. I have to
carry on.
No, it was a page that had like licensed people. Remember?
I don't know why it doesn't stick. It does not last. Someone can have an awesome vision, awesome idea, in school for a little while, and then it fizzles out.
Gotcha.
So, I don't even know. I don't want to say cliquish, but I feel like it's a popularity contest.
Yeah.
How popular you are, who's coming to your shop. I don't know. I would say there is salons that got some amazing teams, and I'm like, man, they over there doing their thing. But you know, it's like it's a popularity contest.
Yeah, it is.
I would want to see hair shows, just something that shows the local stylist talent.
Jennifer was the original of hair shows here.
You have one
frame, but okay.
Oh.
Yeah, hair shows. Come on.
Side note: Jennifer was the original that started hair shows in Pensacola. I'm gonna say that.
Uh-oh.
And that's not say that's a fact. Oh, she's going to show y'all something. That's a fact.
Oh,
she got proof. She got proof.
Let me dust the old girl off. There it is. Courtesy of this was the cell phone place at the time, but my godbrother had this frame. This is one of the most successful hair shows that I had at the time. We had like 300 people at Sanders Beach. It was like a line out. This was not cool. I had another one. I forgot about that one. But anyway, you know, they had called a fire marshal and so many people.
Wow.
But yeah.
Facebook user says nail shows. We're missing nail shows too.
When I say popularity contest, it was a struggle just trying to get the stylists together to even want to come together to do a hair show. It was like, oh, it's a competition. I don't know if I would, because I don't really foresee myself as like a popular stylist like that. And if you ain't putting blue, green, and all these 27 pieces in somebody's hair, they ain't messing with you like that. Or, you know, it's something small to them. Mm-hmm. So, you know,
what's the end result of a hair show? Is a hair show just a focus on, like, whenever I think of an event or a conference, right? So I come from the IT space. So we have a IT conference here called I-10 Wired. And I-10 Wired is focused around showcasing the area's talent outside of the community and encouraging people to come in this direction.
Well,
is that the same thought process around a hair show?
Well, I think you have a hair show and you have a hair show competition.
Yeah,
so like what you just described is like a hair show. Yeah.
For this area, they like more entertainment because I tried to have like a conference. I broke it up in like a weekend. And Melissa, she came. She was a educator for I don't know whatever I had going on at that time. But I did not have a lot of people that came for the education part. but they shut it down for the whole entertainment and just seeing the,
The routines and the
Right.
glitz, the lights, and everything.
to learn about product knowledge and hair care, it was maybe 10 people that came to that. And I rented the building for 3 weekends, well, for 3 days, just to try to like change something up because I always want to bring something to our area.
Mm-hmm.
And don't have to travel just to go and,
Mm-hmm.
kind of work, get some education or whatever. But it just didn't really work here. But I'm trying things.
I think what you just described is one of the issues, with the industry about, they want to style, everybody want to show off and do the end results, but nobody want to put the work in for the education. They don't want to, you got to go to classes. Like I've paid no less than $4.25 for a class, just to go and cut hair or something. Like you have to continue your education. Nobody wants to go and educate themselves about nail care, hair care, skin care. Like those things matter first because continue your education. And because you can't touch everything. People coming in with funguses, but they still doing because they don't know but you just got growing dandruff. What is that? No, you have to, continue to educate yourself. So that's why they uninterested in the education part. Everybody just want to just do the end result. They just want to curl and flat iron.
They don't care about that foundation, child.
Yeah.
So how often do y'all have to keep doing in class?
What they say?
Service education. In service education, I think is
every 2 years. We got to renew our license every 2 years, but yeah. They have like a continuing education, but what she's saying is
as far as the law side
take it by law. But we need to take classes, outside of that. I'm the biggest person to go take a class. Right, I'll go take a class in a minute.
That's me.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
So is anybody doing classes on a regular basis in this area? Anybody y'all want to shout out and say, hey, this person does great regular classes to educate consumers or to educate stylists? Is there anybody doing that locally?
Well, I will say this. Since I moved into this space, I'm all about sharing the platform, anything for the greater good of this beauty industry. I have personally gotten inboxes, hey, I have this space. Would you be willing to do a class on this particular thing? No response. It's like, damn, I didn't mean a lot. But it's like, well, what do I have to do? Because like I'm trying. It's not all about $1 or something like that. But I know that there's a need for education for styling, and I'm willing to open up the doors for that. But everybody
they want to go to YouTube University. They got YouTube University.
Yeah. I've offered classes, but people just don't. It's just the whole popularity.
I posted classes at my salons before, but I gotten like a stylist. The classes that I had will be someone who, like one of our product distributors.
Distributors, yeah.
But I have yet to have like a stylist that have a skill that said, hey, I want to be able to like teach others what I know. Nah, they not doing. And I've probably about 4 or 5 of my
So since you mentioned distributors, like how is the supplies in the industry? So I understand the black beauty industry and retailers is dominated by like Asian wholesalers, retailers. And I've seen, documentary after documentary, and we've talked about some of those in the first segment, but like, what does that look like? And, we talked about the buildup of the black product, right? The product that's created by us. So talk to me about like the products that you all are using in your salons and spas and nail products and Sparkle. I know you mentioned some of those, and Crystal, you talked about some of the products. Let's dig into that some. Let's hear from some of the those who are in the service industry. Like, what products are you all using? Are all your products black-owned products, or are they just a wide variety?
I used some Design Essentials. I think that's a black-owned company. But like mentioned before, I kind of had to do some self-evaluating as far as like retailing, and I did research a black-owned private label manufacturer, and she has some really good products. Because I'm not gonna be in the kitchen putting my groceries together, making some conditioner. I'm just not gonna do it. But I will. But I found whip it up. I found a manufacturer, and she's a black woman. And she has some really good products. If you can brand your business off of it, and I'm not saying she's the only one, but she was affordable because the other companies I found, you had to have a minimum order of like $1,000.
$1,000.
And I was like, do we not we in the quarantine? You know. But she was I liked her. She was professional. And I'm probably going to end up leaning towards, private labeling my own products or something like that. But I needed something that was quality that I could stand behind. But with some of the, I guess, like the classic black-owned names, you have the Dudley products, Essentials. Actually, Kira, he's not black. They're like,
I was going to say, wait a minute.
They're like,
let's Google this.
Something.
Who not black?
Ignorant. I'll see his name. I don't want to say nothing crazy.
What product not black? Oh,
hold on, I'm looking it up.
They're like Egyptian. Well, I ain't gonna say Egyptian. I don't want to say
they're lighter skinned. Something. Okay. Well, I can't just retail or use just black owned products because we have a diverse clientele. So for me, I can't just do black owned products because I do have Caucasian, other ethnicities of hair. For me, hair is hair, green is green. So
amen.
that's what I do. So
but I have a variety, just like
yeah. We have to. Otherwise, we put ourselves in a box, which is fine if that's what people want to do.
Yeah.
Can I say something? There's two companies that are here. Well, there are two businesses here locally that I personally use. I've shouted them out like a lot. It is Monica White at Magenta Sky Salon. She has like an amazing hair care line. Her hair butter is amazing. She has this like a scrub that's good for dandruff. What else did I use from her?
It's in my hair now.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. And there's another one. She's not from Pensacola, but she's from New Orleans. Her name is Bree Henderson. Her business is Stimulant Hair Care. I know I suffered from like postpartum like hair loss. And my age was gone. I know a lot of us suffer from that. She has an amazing, hair care line that focuses on hair growth, especially your edges. I personally take her hair care vitamins. I use the oil, the edge oil. She's coming out with, I think, like shampoos, conditioners. She has stuff for like baby, baby hair growth. But she's local. She's really, really good.
Shout out for sure.
And I'll share all the information on my page.
Awesome. Do that and tag us in it at Bantu Cola and we'll share it out
okay.
as well. All right. So I got one final question for y'all, and I want to kind of open it up to any questions from the audience. And audience, if you have any questions out there, feel free to go ahead and drop those in the chat so we can get those in. I want to get these ladies offline. I don't want to hold them all night. And so we've been kind of talking through some of the things you have online. So if you have any more questions, go ahead and drop those in the comments right now. We'll try and get those answered in. And I think my final question is, how do we practice group economics in this industry? And I'm not asking you to give away all your secrets because I know there's a lot of people who will watch this later who don't like us as Black people talking this way, right? In general, right? But no one talks about the Greeks doing what they do downtown. They do a great thing. They do a big Greek festival. But no one says you shouldn't be celebrating Greek culture, right? Celebrate American culture. No one says to them, don't do that. No one tells right? The Indian population, you can't own all the hotels in Pensacola, right? Great, do your thing, build your industry, build your community. No one tells the Asians what they can't do, but everybody seems to always want to be in our business about talking about building up the Black community and telling us what we shouldn't be doing or how racist we are for talking about, you know, supporting each other. So how can we practice group economics in this industry and support ourselves?
You know, I kind of brought it up to Sparkle about 2 months ago because I think she's in her and another nail tech started a nail tech group or something like that. But I thought about, I had the suggestion, and I don't know if it can happen, to kind of have a beauty industry investment group. There's a lot of people that have amazing ideas that just don't have the funds. So if we could come together and put our funds together to invest in that person and that product, and then when they get their product launched, boom, let's go to the next person, you know, to do it that way, just so we could, because everybody can't get that loan from the bank. So that you start your own line of whatever it is. But if we could get enough of us in the beauty industry together and create our own credit union or a grant or not a grant, but like a loan or something where we still making money off the back end, you know, why not do that? And then we can all shop with each other. Like she said, the young lady that has her own acrylic line, it should be every Black nail tech purchasing that acrylic from her, you know, and then investing in her to help her put that product in Sally's Beauty Supply, whatever the next supply house, and helping her get it on a mainstream.
But that would consist of us as a people supporting one another. We have to not be hating on one another. We have to encourage one another, motivate one another, be happy for somebody else. And I hate to say it, but it's, you know, the little crab mentality issue.
And listen,
I'm just gonna keep it 100.
Right.
But I mean, that's just the truth, and I think that's
all the time.
It's just really unfortunate because we could do a lot of things, but I don't understand why when one person coming up, one person going first, or one person is doing well, why we can't just, like you just said, motivate, push, encourage, help, assist, whatever it is, you know what I mean, and go on to the next one. But
we could all come together and help Miss Crystal open up her next location. We could become investors. We could franchise this thing. Why I can't purchase my own JoJo's Beauty Supply franchise from her?
Right, from JoJo.
There's
Crystal.
From JoJo, right? Not
her
from
name is Crystal, guys.
From JoJo.
Her name is Crystal.
So
they still gonna call it JoJo.
We need to get Crystal in the business roundtable to help her develop a franchise component. Shout out to the business roundtable with Miss Moni Ashe, who is taking small businesses and people who practice hustlenomics, or people who just have hobbies that they want to turn into multiple streams of income, right? And build that up. So if you're interested in doing things like that, come into the business roundtable. We're going to help you grow that out, help you build that. So we need to work on getting Miss Crystal here a franchise platform so that she can franchise, so someone can figure out, all right, if I bring this many dollars to the table, I can go open up on the east side of town, or I can go open up in Mobile, or I can go open up in wherever. All right. Anybody else got anything they want to add to that? Nah, it's got quiet now. Okay.
I definitely want to add this. Another big question that I get is a lot of people reach out because they want to sell the products in my store. And number one, let's make sure we supporting each other too. I started and I'm still researching and learning the business. So I haven't even figured out how that would go as far as like selling someone's local products in my store. You have to have a plan. I think a lot of times they reach out to me because they assume that I've already figured it out. But most of the companies that I have on my shelves, they've already developed a wholesale price list, how much their products are worth and how much they want you to sell them for. They already have a platform.
They got their numbers.
Promoting their product.
Right.
All I have to do, if you follow my page, I do a lot of videos. I share a lot of products because these companies, businesses have already been promoting their own product. You can't create a product and not have social media presence or promotions of your products. You should show videos, pictures, because that's the new wave. Showing what your products can do before and after, showing this amazing outcome, to blow people away with the best music in the background and all the sparkles and glitter and all the stuff to go with it. That's the point. See, that's less work for me. It's easier for me to say, okay, good for me, because one of the products that's more profitable, the most profitable product in my store now is the honey pot products. But when I opened this store, a lot of people didn't know what that was. I had to sell that verbally. And I also thought it was weird that I was going to be in a beauty supply store, but I knew it was a product that I use and I stand by it. And I knew that it was good for us. So me just selling it with my mouth and explaining why I use it and why it's in my store, encouraged people to buy it. In my grand opening, that sold out the most. It went from a lot of my family members. I told them about it, they used it and they promoted it. Another one is an edge control, is a Black-owned company, Lux Life Glam. It was referred to me by Monica at Magenta Sky Salon. It sells out. That stuff literally holds your edges down for 48 hours. It don't lie. So I think I probably have one in the right now. It's on reorder, but I don't have to sell those products because they've already developed a platform. It's a lot of work. You have to be present. You have to have a plan. I don't mind having local businesses who want to sell their products in my store, but you just have to be prepared. You have to have your ducks in a row. I don't have all the answers. So you saying, okay, this is my product. This is how much I sell it for. This is how much, have a plan. I want to support too. And I would love to be able to support more local businesses with their hair products, skincare. I really need products for locks in my store. That's lacking. Nail care. I would love to sell press-ons. Right now, I need press-ons because in my store, I don't have them. So I need those. Hint, hint, sparkle. Yeah. I don't have any. And I'm getting that question a lot. You don't have no press-on nails? And I'm like, Kiss, they want a lot of money. I didn't get to say my part about the minimums. A lot of these companies have minimums. Kiss is like, okay, you need to spend at least $20,000 with me to be able to sell my products. A lot of people give me gripe about body balls. They was like, oh yeah, you need to give us $10,000 for your first order minimum. All of these companies have minimums, and they're not little minimums. They 10, 15, 20, shake and go.
But then, but I learned with that, with just one of the nail spa stores that I go to, how can I say this? If I go in, they'll give me a set price, right? But if my counterpart goes in, they would they will give them like a super cheap price.
Who
And I
that
think the owner said,
that counterpart. Go ahead and put it out there.
I do nails, so y'all know who my counterpart is. I'm not gonna just say it. But
I'm just asking.
he had said something to the effect of like, he had prices listed in the store, and one of his friends was like, well, why do you have, prices listed? He's like, oh, well, I need my customers to know how much the products are. And then that's when he was like, well, no, we don't do that because they give my counterparts a cheaper price. And that's one thing I learned. Like if I do have to go in, in a salon, not in a salon, but like in a store, and they got that prices listed, I'm not shopping because I know you're gonna bust my head open because I don't like you.
So, Crystal,
Mhm.
Would you be willing to, I know you said you don't have all the answers, but would you be willing to do like just like a questionnaire or roundtable discussion or something like that with other stylists or people who want to retail so that we can understand your side of things and how we could develop those products to get into your store? And maybe we can, on top of that, get some experts that's not just in the beauty industry, but that knows retail or has managed stores, so we'll know what we need to do to, get products in your store and then other stores too.
I'm gonna say yes. I'm just not a good public speaker, so this I know
We're gonna get
Chris
you there.
got me. And I told him, no, I don't want to do videos. I have a stuttering problem. I can't do it. And then on top of it, if it's
Or even if it's like one-on-one, if that's
I want to
something.
do it. I would love to do that. Anything that's going to help.
I'm gonna call you. That's why I said that.
I have no restrictions. I'm not in it for just a whole lot of money. I'm not. I'm here to help. Anything that I can do to help, I would love the energy and the feedback. Vice versa. We all can feed from each other.
All right. Well, I'm calling her because I got some ideas.
Please call me because it keeps me on my toes. Stop it.
So all y'all trying to get products in JoJo's store,
right?
Who happens to be operated by Crystal. All y'all trying to get JoJo's store, y'all need to go into the business roundtable so y'all can figure out how to develop your product line with before and after pictures and develop marketing and branding. So JoJo, Crystal ain't working double time to sell your product that you should be selling for her, and she's a retail outlet for your product, and you are a distributor as a wholesale manufacturer. So come to the business roundtable and learn those marketing skills, learn that skill set, so that whenever you go to JoJo and present, when you go to Crystal and present,
and
all
Melissa,
all the I's are dotted, all the T's are crossed, and your product can sell.
Yeah, promote your products. But I do too. Now, if they come in this store, I want it to sell. If it's on my shelf, I'll promote it too. But I just want both of us to be doing it. If it's something that somebody tried and it's selling, then a lot of times I try it on myself first. So, and I do give feedback. Because I had one young lady, she had a great product. It just smelled funny. So I give feedback. I just, I was like, hey, I probably won't use this again because it smells funny, but the texture and the consistency of the product was great. The labeling, the packaging was like on it. But the first thing we do with a hair product is we open up and be like,
smell it. Right.
Exactly. So you got to fix that smell. I do give feedback. I'll use it because I don't want anybody to buy anything out of here that's not where it needs to be, up to par. So,
that's fair. That's fair.
Just be ready for positive feedback. Now, if it's something that I can't stand by, or it's something that's I put in that description, quality hair care. If it's something that's going to be harmful, I probably won't put it on. I probably won't put it on the shelf. So. Let's take care of ourselves. I want us to be able to continue. I see a lot of people with hair damage here. I done seen a lot under wigs in this store. And it's not pretty. I've had people come in this store and cry.
That's a whole nother live right there.
That's a whole neck, as my kids would say.
It is. So let's just be ready. I don't want my customers picking up nothing off the shelves that's going to hurt my customers any more than they already are. It's very hurtful and it's sad to see some of the conditions of their hair and how traumatized they are about their hair. So if you've created a product that can help grow hair and nurse hair back to health, I definitely want it in the store because it's definitely needed. It's so much hair damage in Pensacola. She mentioned those bundles. People are really sick of bundles and wigs here. They just don't know what to do with the hair that's under it. So they continue to put it on there against their will in a way.
Yeah.
Well, ladies, it is 5 past the hour, and I promise I would not keep you all long. And I'm not seeing any real questions. I'm just seeing a lot of shout outs, franchise and JoJo's, franchise and Jennifer, yes, investing in one another. Fantastic panel. Looking forward to the next one. They said they want to tip you. Make sure y'all tip them. Make sure you pay the full retail price. Don't go in there asking for no discount.
Yeah.
Support economics, right? I think we learned was.
Did you say tip?
Huh? Oh
Right.
yeah.
Say it one more time for the people in the back.
Pay the full price.
Let me check. So that T to the I to the P to the yeah.
We like tips.
Right. A good. I tell you what. I go when I taught my son when we would go to the barbershop, I'd always give him a 20 because the price for a haircut was a 15, right? And so I would always give him a 20. I say give him the whole thing, right? And the tip was, tips are various. Like people have different amounts based on how much you make, how much you can afford, all of that stuff. I learned about tipping really, and I got out of that stereotypical mindset when I became a pizza delivery driver. I had a second job for the longest period of time. A few years back, and I was a pizza delivery driver, and I love getting those tips. And I learned real fast. My old mentality was garbage.
A huge difference.
Yeah.
Right. It makes a huge difference. And so now everywhere I go, I tip. And even if you try to do well and something fumbles or happens, I will still give you a tip. You just have to be bad, like do bad service for me to just
not tip you at all.
Right.
Tip you,
Right.
But I try to tip, and I try and teach my kids to do that, so that because the experience is if I go in and I tip and you see me a couple times and you always see this guy comes in and he always gives me a tip, you're gonna take extra special care of that person because they're gonna give you a tip, and you're gonna make sure if they can go to the front of the line, if they can skip ahead, if they can do whatever that thing is, right, in whatever industry it is, they're going to be taken care of because I know that person tips, and I want to get them here fast, and I want to make sure that they're well taken care of. Make sure you tip your style. Someone says I always tip 20%, and that's nice. I don't know what the industry standard is, but they say they tip 20%.
Standard.
What is the answer?
It's not $2.
Oh,
Listen now. Listen.
I was trying. Let me shut up. Let me stop.
I don't know who started at paying $2 for your ties, $2 at the restaurant.
Keep that.
Carry on. Don't pay me no attention. Go ahead. Sorry.
We'll say that for part
You
two.
can't even get a
$2.
You can't even get a 4 for 4.
Thank you.
I want to thank all y'all I want to thank all y'all as panelists for hanging in here with us tonight. The next panel again is going to be August 27th. That's the last Thursday of the month. We'll let you know what that industry is going to be. We'll pull that together. If you're interested in being a panelist, we can build an industry, a panel around you. So just shout me out on We Support or on Bantu Cola. Find me. You can find me on all the things. C Hendrix 850, Mr. C Hen. Or you can reach out to any of the We Support Pensacola Black Business admins, and we will start to build a panel for you in the near future. If you're interested in sponsor, it's the same thing, right? Reach out to one of us as an admin. We can get you sponsored, right? Because technology ain't cheap. To host these conferences ain't cheap. I've got 2 levels of technology that I'm playing with and all the stuff in the background that you can't see to bring all this together, right? It ain't cheap. So if you're interested in sponsoring, we can put your brand out here. We can put you out on full blast, give you 15 minutes of fame. That's that marketing engine that the ladies were talking about. We can make sure of that. And I just want to thank you all personally for being on this panel. I really appreciate your time tonight and all the tips and the strategies and keeping it 100, right? As Miss M said, keeping it 100. So I appreciate you all. Let me let you all in. I'll call your name. Give me your name, your where you're operating at, your salon, and your website. So
Sorry. I got this mic on. Sorry. I thought it was Social Security. What? I thought this was a social what? Don't pay me no mind. Don't pay me no mind. I ain't been out in a while. I ain't talked to folks in a long time. Y'all pay me no mind, please. I'm sorry.
Well, I don't get out much. Let's just start with you because you got the floor right.
Pandemic going on. Pandemic going on. Again, my name is Melissa Malone of Lasting Impressions Salon and Spa, located at 312 East 9 Mile Road, Suite 17, corner of 9 Mile and Kim Strand, in the Winn-Dixie Shopping Center. Feel free to book any of our services on lastingimpressionssalon.com.
That Miss Jennifer.
Okay, I am Jennifer Demps. I am the owner of Signature Style Salon. I do have a website, signaturestylesalon.com. I have Signature Styles Facebook business page, and you can also book me on Style Seat. I am open on Mondays, so I know that's kind of rare that stylists work on Mondays, but I am available on Mondays as well. No, shout out to my nail tech over here. No.
Let's go ahead and bring her on up, Miss Sparkle.
I love working with this girl. She is awesome. So we have a good team and we are building. And if you are looking for a space to rent, our room will be available, or you can just join the party in this room with us. And you know, our family over here. Yeah, shout out to Tiffany Hughes and our new stylist Tiffany Riley as well. So we are growing, and both of my girls do press on nails that I don't know which one I talked to about getting with Miss JoJo Crystal about putting those press on nails in her. I said it right.
You did. I think you said that when I wasn't trying to do personal, but
you said not feeling me now. It's not feeling JoJo.
Iron's iron over here. We stay on each other.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Well, that's it. You know, I'm Jennifer. Oh, my location, 5330 Mobile Highway, and I am in building A, Unit 6. And I am here if you need to have any events and get your hair done. I'm here to service it all. If you want to have a private paint party, track and paint as well, you can do it out here, and you want to get your nails done. And we are a one-stop shop. And then we're going to get some of Miss JoJo's products in my store too. So then we'll have a little mini beauty supply store. So we do it all, black owned, wood, and female. What? Girl power, we doing it.
Do that.
Over here.
So feel it.
Go ahead, Miss Sparkle, because Jennifer gonna talk us to death.
Right.
All the
she's
things.
Not a talker. I'm really surprised that you're doing this much talking.
Jennifer, tell us all that. Go ahead, Miss Sparkle. Go ahead.
Right. Well, I'm Sparkle Nicole. I'm located at Signature Styles. You can find me also at signaturestylesalon.com. You can find me on Facebook. My personal page, Sparkle Edwards, or Nails by Sparkle Nicole. Instagram is Nails by Sparkle Nicole. You can book me on styleseat.com/Sparkle Nicole. I think that's it. Yep, that's it.
All right. And Miss Crystal.
JoJo.
Right. JoJo's Beauty Supply. We're located right next door to Lasting Impressions at 312 East 9 Mile Road, in the Winn-Dixie Shopping Center. I always say we're in the courtyard, back here in the cut, in between T-Mobile and the floor store. The name of our website is jojosbeautysupply.com. You can order your hair products and your hair online for pickup and for delivery on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Fridays. So we deliver 3 days out of the week. And we do no contactless. So if you don't want to be touched, stay in your house. You know, we'll drop it off in the spot that you choose. Currently, we're open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 7:30. We're closed on Sunday and Mondays for now. So stay tuned. I think that's it. And you can follow us we're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And it's just under JoJo's Beauty Supply.
Awesome. All of these businesses can be found on bantuco.com. Go to the Black directory for our area. I'm gonna take that money, Em. I'm gonna take it. Go to bantucola.com, look up the beauty industry, and you can find all of these businesses, their links, their socials, and more. All of their contact information is there. if you are a Black business owner and you do not have your business listed in bantucola.com and you don't have a media machine, no one knows about you. Go to bantucola.com, get your business listed there, because that's where everybody's going to find Black businesses in our area. All right, on that note, we're going to bring the music on up and we're going to fade it on out. If you want to hang out with us for a minute, great deal. Otherwise,
Now it is $2.
out a $2.
No.
Thank y'all.
Now it is $2.
You
Bye.
guys do a
Ladies, so
great
much.
job, ladies. I'm so happy we had a chance to do this panel with you.
Yes,
Yes,
thank y'all
yes.
so much.
Shout out to my dog Melissa. I love her.
Keep it
Listen, you know
100
what?
in it.
Right. $200. $2.
She gonna keep it $2.
I know,
Right.
put it on you, girl. You're gonna build upon that tip. That $2
Right.
turn into $20.
It's your birthday. It's your birthday.
Hey.
All right, ladies, y'all have a great night. We will definitely do this again. I look forward to connecting with you all. Yeah, we got to get that franchise going, Miss Crystal.
Yes.
I would definitely be interested in working with you and pointing you to a few people we've been connecting with to actually help build that thought process out. So if you're ready for that, we can make that happen. If you're not ready for that, we can start
I'm
talking
ready.
about it as you get ready.
Oh, I'm ready.
I am.
Okay. bet.
Mickey's Queen.
Bet. And the rest of y'all as well. I mean, you all have brands, right? And those brands
Yes.
are
Right.
franchise, right?
Yep.
Especially Melissa, what you doing, the commission style. You usually don't see that in the Black hair industry, or at least the stereotype is everything's a rental and everything's in individual. But if you built a brand around hiring employees and paying commissions, right? Whether they're
That's
1099s or e-employees, right? And built that brand, that's a great thing that now you have a model that's lock key that you can
Yep.
franchise it and build that brand, right?
Right.
Same with you, Jennifer, right? Doing a different model. Again, same concept, different build out, still can be a franchise that we can build.
Yep.
Right? So, all right, ladies.
Right. Sparkle put kiss out of the business.
You know what? I just might need to.
Let me hurry up.
Might
Sparkle's
need to.
about to leave me.
I was like, I gotta get these kids.
Close it now. All right. Y'all have a good one.
Good night.
Bye. Good night.